For months, I've been trudging on using a wired dongle through the terrace of public transport, where I have to pray to the cable gods that my Lightning to C cable does not break or lose connection, because folks will know that I'm listening to my weed music. Today we have the 7Hz Artemis39 that solves just that. Today's video is going to be a shorter one because I have the loaner unit of the Artemis39 from 7Hz without any box or cable, so I can't really go about giving you an unboxing experience. Build quality. The Artemis39 is a black or red box that is made of anodized aluminum that is fronted by two panels of glass. I won't say that these are the prettiest in terms of design, but they are certainly very functional. It feels sturdy enough for a sit test and it will have the honor of me sitting on them. So as you can see here, this is the Artemis39. It is going to go through the sit test. So I'm going to place it onto the very important thing called the chair. It has now been placed on the chair and now I'm going to film myself putting my ass on it. I'll be back. It's here, okay? Very nice. Clench my butt cheek to see how it feels. Feels like nothing. I hope it still survives. We will see. It survived, guys. It's still in one piece. The Artemis features quite a bit of buttons and I found them to be pretty handy, especially as it is on a Bluetooth dongle, as you can literally skip tracks, play pause, or even increase the volume on the device itself. Outputs here include 3.5mm and 4.4mm, each with different power delivery. 3.5mm caps out at 320 mW at 32 ohms, while 4.4mm offers 405 mW at 32 ohms. Certainly quite beefy. Inside the Artemis is an ESS ES9039Q2M chip which does the digital to analog decoding. A 1100 mAh battery is also included in it. I was on a 6-hour flight from Delhi to Singapore recently and was listening to it throughout, and I still have juice right after the flight. I did not charge it for 2 more days and use it on my daily commute to work and fro. Then it finally died. 7Hz claims that this will last 8 to 10 hours and I'd say that is pretty accurate. Bluetooth protocols supported on the Artemis include LDAC, aptX, aptX HD, aptX LL, aptX AAC and SBC. Basically, almost all of the popular ones are included inside it. Interestingly, it does have a built-in microphone so that you can use it to talk to your long-lost lover. It is certainly pretty serviceable. Apart from that, you also get 8 different filter modes as well. One curious bit is that you have 2 USB-C inputs here. One for the times you want to use this as a normal dongle, while the other is used for charging. One minor bit of annoyance is that you need to use a 1960s USB-C cable to charge the Artemis, as it does not feature any of the modern protocols to fast charge. Sound. The thing to keep in mind with sound on the Artemis and any other Bluetooth DACs is that you will hear Bluetooth compression, no matter what codec is used, LDAC, aptX HD, whatever. There is an audible compression on all codecs. To me, I found all of them to be quite similar, but this is the trade-off one must take to enjoy a slightly wireless experience. For this review, I have been using the Artemis39 with the Meze Alba, an IEM that can benefit from having a bit more power. Also, I am using it as a Bluetooth DAC as its intended usage. The most obvious thing to me is that the Artemis manages to drive the Alba quite well on the 3.5, but better on the 4.4. I found that the Artemis has a very easy to like signature that leans just slightly warm with a slight emphasis on the upper mids. This is very beneficial for more sedate sounding IEMs to have a bit more energy in the vocal section. The power afforded by the Artemis allows for the bass to have good levels of control and rumble. I found them to be rather natural in character and just deliver the recording as the recording engineer intended. Bass. Bass on the Artemis is power-filled. This allows for IEMs to generate bass that has authority and finesse. As I'm using the Meze Alba, it is one IEM that requires power for bass to sound full. I am pretty happy to say that the Artemis does this pretty well and allows the Alba to have a full resonant sound. It does a good job both in terms of bass and sub-bass. I don't detect much coloration in this frequency band. With the amount of power on the Artemis, it allows for most IEMs to reproduce the best bass response as it can do. Mid-range here is a little different. There is a slight upper mids emphasis which makes vocals a little sweeter to listen to. This is quite obvious as I was using the Lotu Pore S2 with the L-bar before the Artemis, and this was the most prominent difference between the two. For context, the Pore S2 is a dongle that is like plain water. It does a good job powering IEMs, allowing for the natural goodness of the IEMs to shine and does not color them much. You get a bit more emphasis on the upper mids on the Artemis, and this makes it pretty exciting to listen to. Tonally, these are quite natural sounding with just a sprinkle of warmth. I found them largely enjoyable to listen to. Technically, the Artemis renders details quite well despite it being Bluetooth. I found that it will pair very well with recently released IEMs such as the Supermix 4 or the Dunu DaVinci, as they have opted to reduce the upper mids. The Artemis adds a bit of this energy back and makes them all the more enticing to listen to. Treble is handled as the recording engineer intended. I never found them to be overly emphasized. It will allow the IEM to show its true color here as well. If your IEM is a brighter set, then it will tell the truth and render it as such, and vice versa. Soundstage. So the thing is, because this is a Bluetooth dongle, staging is a little compromised as compression sets in. I use tracks such as Thriller and Billie Jean from Michael Jackson to test for soundstage, and they are really quite fantastic tracks for these tests. Width and height, an above average performance for the Artemis as it manages to render width and height quite well despite the limitations of Bluetooth. Next up, depth and positioning. Depth again is above average, factoring in Bluetooth compression. You get very decent dynamics on the Artemis, and this aids with depth. Positioning is good as it is quite pinpoint in the above mentioned tracks. Next up, some comparisons versus the FIIO BTR 15. Now this is the most recent Bluetooth DAC release from FIIO. The FIIO wins when it comes to the selection of functions as it has a screen for you to know what you are doing exactly. However, the BTR 15 features a battery that is half the size of the Artemis, which leads to weaker battery life, and for such a product can be quite annoying when you have to charge it pretty often. I found that the BTR 15 to have an overly digital tone. Technically it is pretty competent, it still does have the Bluetooth compression going on with it as well. For me, I prefer the Artemis over the BTR 15 as I found its tone more natural to listen to. It is a little less digital sounding, and I like the slight emphasis on the upper mids to add more character to the overall music. Now, time to talk about some likes and dislikes. I like the convenience afforded by the Artemis. Also, the larger battery life ensures that I do not have to charge it as often. In terms of sound, I like its presentation as it does not have an overly digital vibe going on with it. We have to take the good with the bad, and now here are some dislikes. Okay, there is one thing that I do not like about the Artemis. This is as it is using an ancient charging protocol. You cannot really use your latest fast charging cables on them, and you have to find an old Type-C cable that supports no such bad thing as fast charging. Finally, some ratings. So is this a blind buy, strongly consider buying, test first, or one that you should give your enemies? If you are looking for a solid Bluetooth DAC that has incredible battery life, look no further. I would recommend you to strongly consider buying these as they have provided me with much convenience on days where I am lazy. So all in all, the Artemis39 is a solid Bluetooth dongle thingy that offers you a semi-wireless experience. I think it does a good job on the whole. It's very interesting to listen to and sounds less digital than the FIIO. With that said, thank you guys for watching the Supertron Super Audio Show. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of the show. I have just gotten back from India and it was a fantastic experience. So for friends who are here from India watching, thank you guys so much for the excellent experience, and I hope to be back soon. With that said, if you like the content so far, please kindly press the like and subscribe button right here down below. It will help me out immensely. And yeah, if you have already tried out the Artemis39, please let me know what you think about them, or if you have any other recommendations for cool Bluetooth dongle thingamajigs, please let me know right here in the comment below. With that said, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.